Now, let's do a little bit of an exercise that's just to demonstrate something and then make sense out of it later. You need any piece of paper, doesn't matter. This is a used one, it doesn't matter. Any piece of paper. Ideally, it's blank on one side so that you can write on the one side. Okay. Now, I'm going to demonstrate how you're talking to students of different ages to do the same thing. So we take this piece of paper, and if it already has some writing on one side, that's the one that you want to fold. But I would like you to fold the first one horizontally. So if you were in second grade or first grade, I might say that word with me, horizontally. Horizontally. If we've been talking about syllabication, I might say how many syllables. Put your hand under your jaw. Horizontally. And then that would be how many syllables. So you're always trying to integrate more than one thing into your activities. Now, when I held this up, how many of you immediately thought hamburger? Of course you did, because that's what we use. At what age would you use that to talk to your students, to say fold this in half horizontally?
First grade.
First grade? Okay. At what age could a child understand the word horizontally? Definitely third, probably younger. Second. And it's by you. So how about writing that on the very front cover, page 1. And depending upon the age of your students, you may have to point out to them that every book saying, what is it I'm doing? What does it have to do with teaching? Or perhaps you're commenting on the way that it's being done. You're thinking like a teacher. Okay? All right, so front cover is page 1. This is pages 2 and 3, and we're going to draw that metaphor again. Okay, so I'm expecting to hear lots of voices. Just comment at the level so that the people at your table can hear you anyway. What am I doing?
Where you started.
I'm starting on the
stupid, but I like it. Which is really scary because I'm a horrible driver.
I know, it's the same way,
Well, my friends, I'd like you to practice another skill right now, which is to nonverbal communication, and I would like you to practice looking at somebody encouragingly, communicating the message, I want to know what you're thinking. Now, would you please look at the people at your table who have not yet spoken up and practice looking that meaningful, I really want to hear from you look, non-verbally. Okay, let's see who's encouraged to share. So, what is occurring to you about this exercise and whether it's something that could transfer to your life as a teacher? And anything else that is occurring to you or a question you might have? And what are you thinking? So let's hear from everyone else who has not yet shared a thought. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just,
and you are?
I'm Daniel.
Hi, Daniel.
Hello. Just thinking about the use of multiple colors and if there was a reason for that.
Ah. Okay.
It catches my eye, but there might be something more there.
Okay. Other thoughts? When you're never sure what to say, here's a strategy. Say the blinding flash of the obvious. Yes?
Are we supposed to be drawing this in our book?
Sure. So that makes you think. Let's hear from people who have not yet spoken up. Say anything. It doesn't have to be earth-shakingly brilliant, because the point is not to have one right answer. The point is to share in the community of learners, for people to know that there are other voices out there that probably agree with you. You're not alone. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne.
It is nice to see the drawing again, to be able to reflect on our last class period, and certain things about it that people did remember and that didn't remember.
Ah, so did different people notice different things as it was going up?
And we're able to help each other answer questions.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
I'm Megan.
Hi,
And
Megan.
I like to look at this better than just like a bunch of words, because then you can interpret it in any way that, like, we all have like different ideas, so like we put them together and like notice different things. But that just like keeps my attention more.
Okay. Hands up if she is not alone. If you also like a visual to go with things. Notice that you're not unanimous about that, but you probably are in the majority. Most people like a visual to go along with something else, and so as a teacher, you're going to help them with that. It makes it more accessible. If you come up with some kind of a diagram that will make it easier. So this ties somehow to everything that you're going to do on your bridge from being a student, passive consumer that you are, to a productive teacher and proactive. So although this school bus might be the 6th grade school bus going from 5th grade cliff to the 7th grade cliff, any transition that has to be helped for a purpose, and this curriculum bridge is the purpose. Now, how does this connect to anything that you have read? So if you've got this sketched on your theoretical framework little book, why don't you just take a minute to tell the people at your table, how does this connect in any way to something you read in Parquet or Bransford? And write directly on it. It's your book. Talk out loud. If you need to get the book out, you're welcome to. This is the lesson plan. This is the objective. By the end of this lesson, you should have learned this. This is what will be on the test. So these are all precursors to get ready for the cognitive. And what complicates it and makes it really interesting is that all kids are individuals. And that's not the only eye going on. All kids are imaginative. And this can be both positive and negative. They can imagine the worst case scenario, especially if they're catastrophic thinkers like we talked about last week, where it's either perfect or absolutely disastrous. If they have anything that's not in that middle, that they have this terrible imagination that they're about to sink into the void if they can't maintain perfection. But also, you want to trigger the imagination. Okay, we're going to go on safari. Okay, pretend that you are a spaceman or you're an alien. Pretend this, pretend that. Get a lot of mileage out of that, because then they don't have to take it personally. It's not me doing this, it is my alter ego. All kids are also accessible. Now that means I can assess them. If they are accessible, I don't even know if I'm spelling this correctly. Somehow I should be able to find out if they learned anything. And that's up to me to figure out how to find out what is in their brains. I have multiple ways of testing, and this is one reason why you are going to take a whole class in assessment 315. So you can find out lots of ways of making sure you really know if they have learned something. Now, related to that, it's a good thing that all kids are literate. So there are 6 skills of literacy. reading, writing, speaking, listening, viewing, and performing.
And we were talking about how you were not only, you didn't just go up there and draw the whole picture and then explain step by step why you drew each aspect, but you let us like go along like on a journey with you, and you drew and talked at the same time.
Okay, so I'm telling a story, and that's again that narrative text bridge, but it unfolds and it has a sense of a wholeness to it. Thank you very much. Any other thoughts? Yes, sir.